This is a Vernal Fire Press recording of selected work from the book Life is a Form of Treatment, The Death of an Obsession, and Other Remedies for a Fragmented Mind by Kalfas. Dilated secretions, the tingling within the very tip of my tailbone. This is what lets me know it has arrived, that unsettling feeling. I've not felt it in the past 4 years. What is the difference between anxiety and a panic attack? I've not figured it out yet. I don't care to. Am I in an alternate reality? My eyes float within my skull. Hands are numb, drowning within my inner liquids. I'm not supposed to be here. Where else was I supposed to be? With you? I don't even know where you are. I don't even know where I am. If I am anywhere for that matter, why do the tingles come to visit me? I have not done anything which would require their presence. Maybe they miss me. Maybe it is our anniversary. No, it's something else. Something completely different and unrelated. I am floating now, away from myself. Too far away from where I am supposed to be. Anywhere but here, or there, anywhere. What do the tingles want from me? I did nothing to them. Maybe I should. Maybe I should fuck them up. Next time. What if they try to fuck me up harder? I'll have to keep fucking them until they leave me alone. I'll hide away so they cannot find me ever again. I couldn't catch my breath. It was really quick when they came to visit. Caught me off guard. I was not prepared. Not even a little. Out of nowhere. This is where they come from. And they decide to come visit me. Out of no fucking where. Your soul rots. Your body stops. Looking through the knots of what you are and of what it is not. Not at all do you know the Inquisition, stopping along your route to stop the obsession. Creatures in disguise, stealing breaths from the dry rot within you. No moment is as soon as when you come beneath me. What you see is not what you get. You will never forget me. Always remembering what I am within your dry rot. The oblivion within your submission. Nothing more than a mental affliction. Societal disposition. A trusted disgrace. Nowhere within your looking glass. Somewhere without any direction. Here and now with only an unanswered question. The tongue has been ripped out of the mouth which answers all. Fight, flight, or plight. There is only in between, the living gray. Neutral. No black, no white, no you, no me, no us. Only the thick mixture of secretions. This particular afternoon was an unusually bright and clear one. The breeze was crisp, so was the quintessential understanding I had within me. It was an understanding of needing a certain type of attainment, a longing for an unusually deep attainment. I was sitting in the back patio area at my usual cafe, watching the cars drive by on the bustling city street through the wrought iron gate, which kept the back patio area safe from the treacherousness lurking beyond its perimeter. I casually lit up a Marlboro Light as I watched the clouds transform into animals. Just as I was about to take a sip from my cappuccino, I hear a soft female voice with a foreign accent ask me, "Could I use your lighter really quick?" When I looked up, there is a beautiful olive-skinned brunette standing in front of me on the other side of the round concrete table. Her laptop was cradled in her right arm as her left hand was gripping her mimosa for dear life. She placed the computer and the mimosa down on the table in front of her as I raised my lighter towards the cigarette which dangled from her full, plump, kissable lips. As I let her camel crush, I inquired, "So you are not going to join me?" The olive-skinned woman replied, "Well, sure I can. I don't really have that long. I have to take a conference call in about 10 minutes for work. But sure, I'll join you." From the slight slurring of her words at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, about to take a conference call for work, needless to say, I found the olive-skinned woman a bit curious. For some reason, there is a specific type of woman I attract when I am sitting alone having coffee. Perhaps they think I am lonely. Maybe they think I'm an easy mark. Either way, they are wrong. Loneliness is for the insecure and the weak-minded. I always observe the humans when I am out in society. In some twisted way, I consider it sport. The olive-skinned woman asks me, "So what do you do?" I grinned and thought to myself, "Okay, I guess we're going with shallow straight out of the gate." I replied to her surface yet safe question, "I do hair. I am a hairstylist." A great big smile came over her as she exclaimed, "Oh my God, that is so amazing. I am looking for a new hairstylist too. I can't believe it. Oh my God." The olive-skinned woman then proceeds to take her phone out of her bulky purse and shows me pictures on her Facebook of how her hair used to look, and then proceeds to Google images to show me what she wants her hair to look like. I acted as though I was interested, but I could not care less. I am used to it after being in the business for more than 2 decades. It always becomes a long, drawn-out consultation, which never leads to the potential client coming in for me to do their hair. As the length of the olive-skinned woman's hair is shoulder length, for the next never-ending 10 minutes, she shows me picture after picture of how long her hair used to be and how she misses her length. The olive-skinned woman was a heavy chain smoker, as I was lighting one cigarette after the other for her. She took a short 10-second break from talking when she asked me, "What is your name?" I laughed and replied, "I am Constantine." She leaned back as the exhale of smoke came from her. With a somewhat sincere, confused look upon her face, she replied, "Oh, wow, like the movie? That's a scary name." I sat there looking at her thinking to myself, great, another one of these. They always mention the movie. After hearing this typical response, I decided to have some fun with this dark tourist. This inebriated olive-skinned woman had no idea whom she was sitting across the table from. Replying to her obnoxious, scary comment, I asked, "Why do you say it's scary?" As her neck and head sink into her body, just as a turtle's retreat into its shell, she replies, "You know, he's an exorcist. He's around demons and all that, you know?" I jokingly added, "Well, in a way, I exorcise my clients by doing their hair." She added, "It is so true. You talk to your clients about their problems and you help them out. In a way, you are a psychologist helping people with their problems. I went to cosmetology school for a little bit. I just couldn't do it. I could not cut people's hair. It's just so disgusting. It would gross me out to the point I wanted to throw up. It was okay when I would do my family members' hair, but on the other people, it almost made me sick to the point of vomiting all over myself and them." I replied, "I guess it was a good thing that you did not throw up on anyone." The olive-skinned woman interrupted, "I like doing facials. That was my favorite. I wanted to go to esthetician school, but I didn't." I asked, "Why didn't you go?" She replied, "Well, it just did not feel it was right." "No, it's not that. I just did not feel that anything having to do with stuff like that is a real job, you know?" I looked at her and thought to myself, more than you will ever know, and fuck you. I was thoroughly getting bored with this olive-skinned broad, whose name was still a mystery to me. In a way, I did not care to know it. It was naturally allowing this experience to unfold on its own. I was curious to see where it would lead to, if anywhere at all. She looked at her computer and exclaimed, "It's time for my meeting now. I'm so sorry I gotta go. But it will be really quick, I promise. It will not take long at all. If you are still here, I would love to finish our conversation. I promise it will not take long at all. I'll see you in 30 minutes. The olive-skinned woman ejects herself from the table with her computer and mimosa in hand and heads inside back into the cafe. I sat there thinking if I should go ahead and leave or if I should stay and see where any of this would lead to. Though she was beautiful, I internally knew nothing would come of it. Women who approach me in public and openly flirt with me are usually taken. They only do these things because they feel safe knowing nothing will come of it. It is the attention and the adrenaline rush they get from flirting with someone which makes them feel good about themselves. I decided to see what would happen with the olive-skinned woman. I read a little bit and I journaled the beginning of the story while sitting outside on the back patio waiting to see if she would return. I looked at my phone to see the time. 45 minutes had passed. It looked as though the olive-skinned woman bailed on me. It seemed I had waited around for nothing. I went back inside of the cafe to use the restroom. The restroom is located in front of the cafe. Since I was entering from the back, I had to walk through the entire cafe to get to it. I looked around for the olive-skinned woman. She was nowhere in sight. I started laughing at myself as she probably left the cafe the moment she got up from the table. I really didn't care. I was somewhat annoyed at myself that I wasted 45 minutes waiting around for nothing. As I walked out of the restroom, I see the olive-skinned woman coming towards me, relieved. She asked, "I was looking for you. I thought you left. Did you want to stay for a little bit and talk?" I was not sure what to do. I was no longer in the mood to sit and talk with her, yet my curiosity was getting the better part of me. I replied, "Sure. I have about 20 minutes or so, then I gotta go." She replied, "That's great. I'm gonna get another drink. Were you going to get anything?" I replied, "No, I'm good." I walked with her over to the counter so she could order another mimosa. After she received her drink, we both headed back to the round concrete table we were sitting at previously. As soon as we sat down, she had a cigarette dangling from between her lips, waiting for me to light it for her. After I lit her cigarette, I asked the olive-skinned woman, "I'd like to ask you a personal question. I hope I'm not being too forward with you." The olive-skinned woman interrupted, "Will I have sex with you?" "No, not yet. Even though I'm single and I have no kids, I cannot sleep with you so soon." She began to laugh as she extended her arm towards me, putting her hand on mine, rubbing it gently, then removing it. I chuckled and continued, "Nope, not sex. What is your name?" Laughing nervously, relieved, she extended her hand towards me to shake my hand, stating, "I am Patricia. That is my name." I continued, "Yeah, it just seemed strange to me that we had been talking and I did not know your name." Patricia asked, "I didn't tell you?" I shook my head no and replied, "No, you never told me your name, but I did not ask." "What is your middle name, Patricia?" She replies, "Patricia is my middle name. My first name is Lilia, but I don't like it. I prefer Patricia." I inquired, "Why not? It is a beautiful name. You should go by Lilia rather than Patricia. You look like a Lilia, not a Patricia." Patricia added, "I just don't like it. I never have. It reminds me of who I used to be, not who I am today. Now I am a different type of person as opposed to who I used to be." I asked, "How are you different today as opposed to how you used to be?" After taking a drink from her mimosa and drag from her Camel Crush, Patricia answered, "I was just different back then. I was a different kind of person. The decisions I made back then were not necessarily the right ones I should have made for myself." Nodding my head, I replied, "Yeah, I get it. I think everyone goes through that sometime or another within their lives." Patricia smiled at me while she nursed her mimosa. Focusing the conversation towards me, Patricia begins her inquisition. How long have you been doing hair for? A little over 22 years now. How old are you? I'm 45. Have you always lived in Houston? No. I've lived in New Orleans and in Austin. I also lived in New York and LA for a little bit. Where is exactly you from, Patricia? I'm from Mexico City. I grew up there, then my family moved up to Canada when I was young. I'm now a Canadian citizen. By the way, are you into women? You cannot tell I'm straight? You never know these days. I mean, you are a hairstylist. I assure you, Patricia, I am into women. Also, I have never been married and I do not have any children. In case you were wondering, I am single, which I am sure was going to be your next question. You are 45 years old and you have never been married? Don't you think that's a bit of a red flag? How is that a red flag? Because of your age and you have never been married, don't you think something is wrong with that? When was the last time you had a girlfriend? Here is the typical scenario how you and I just now organically met one another. This is how I meet most women. When we meet and they find out I'm a hairstylist, I always get these dumb bullshit questions such as, are you gay? Do you date your clients? After having to listen to the same ignorant questions being asked by different women who do not have any common sense, it gets a little old. My tolerance level is not what it once was. I understand that you mean by ignorant questions. I'm going to share something personal with you, even though we just met just now. I am a very busy woman. I work from 7 in the morning till 9 at night. The reason I am sitting here with you here on Wednesday at 4 in the afternoon is because I'm going to tell you this, but I do not under any circumstances want you asking me any questions about it, okay? I nodded my head yes. Patricia continued. Last week, my beloved cousin, that sweet little boy whom I loved with all my heart, was murdered last week in Mexico City. Patricia paused for a second as she was staring out into the bushes, probably with the memories of her past cousin flooding through her mind. The key words Patricia used were not under any circumstances, no questions asked, and murdered. Patricia did not say her cousin was killed or that he died. She used the word murdered, which I am sure his death was cartel related since it was in Mexico City, and she did not want me asking any questions about his passing. Patricia continued, I left work early today because I could not be there. Everyone was coming up to me asking if I was okay, asking me if I needed to talk about it. What the fuck am I going to talk to them about? My cousin was fucking murdered on the streets of Mexico City and they want me to talk to them about it? Fuck them. What do they know? I did not want to be around those fucking dumb Americans today. They are all so fucking stupid and overweight. All they do all day is eat junk food and they do not exercise. How do you expect to be in shape if you do not exercise? Fucking dumb Americans. I am so sorry to hear about your cousin. Thank you. I will miss him so much. He is all I've been able to think about. I just got back from Mexico City, and when my aunt called me with the news, I needed to leave as soon as possible. I didn't have the $1,500 for the plane ticket, so I called the guy I was dating to see if he would let me use his miles for my ticket to Mexico. He gave me some bullshit excuse about his miles would not transfer towards the flight to Mexico. One of my guy friends from work ended up purchasing a ticket for me, booked it, and drove me to the fucking airport. Can you believe that shit? I mean, I didn't even talk to that cheap motherfucker anymore. Fuck him. I am a woman. I enjoy going out to dinner, and he never wants to go out. He always wants us to stay home and cook dinner. This guy I was seeing makes a shitload of money, and he is the cheapest motherfucker I have ever met. He actually makes me pay for my meal when we go out to eat. I had to interrupt her core dumping. I hate to interrupt you, Patricia, but I really need to get going. I have to go get my car from the dealership. They have been working on it all day and it's ready. Patricia asked, "Do you need a ride? I will give you a ride if you don't murder me." I responded, "Now, wouldn't that take all the fun out of you giving me a ride?" Patricia laughed as she found what I said to be funny. Consequently, I was actually being sincere. As I stated earlier, she has no idea whom she was sitting across the table from. Interrupting her laughter, I stated, "So, I will smoke one more cigarette with you, but after that, I really need to go." Patricia replied, "Yes, one more cigarette." Patricia opened her pack of Camel Crush to retrieve a cigarette, but found the pack to be empty. With the top of the pack wide open, she shows me the insides of the empty pack of cigarettes. In her dismay, she asks, "Would you mind?" I took one of my Marlboros out of the pack, handing it to Patricia as she hurriedly places it in between her lips, waiting for me to light it. After lighting Patricia's cigarette, she asks, "You will be able to do my hair not this Saturday, but next Saturday?" I replied, "Sure. Just text or call me for an appointment." I unzipped the side pouch of my backpack, taking out my business card for Patricia. I continued, "Here is my card. That is my cell number. You can book directly with me whenever you are ready to come in." Internally, I knew Patricia was never going to come in for an appointment, but I gave her a card anyway. Completely changing the subject on me, she states, "I still do not understand why you were single." I replied, "What is there to understand? I'm not the type of person who is going to be with someone just so I can be in a relationship. When two people have that connection, that internal connection, and they both feel it is right, this is when that specific attainment is found. The whole reason anyone should be with anyone is because the other person enhances the other's quality of life. If you are in a relationship and it is just constant problems, drama, arguing, bickering, and both people are constantly miserable, then what is the fucking point of that relationship existing? It exists because people are codependent and afraid to be by themselves. Very few people know who and what they are, using relationships as a distraction, so they ultimately will not have to face themselves. This is why the majority of people go from one bad relationship to another. They simply do not take the time to breathe and learn how to be on their own. Patricia asked, "So, how long have you been single?" I replied, "I've been single for a little over 5 years now. I've dated here and there, but nothing serious." Last September, I was dating someone that I had known for 5 years. We went out a couple of times, but there was something which was off. I just could not figure out what it was. There was this feeling within me that just did not feel right. One night she calls me and wants to have dinner. It was a long day for me and I really did not feel like leaving the house. She told me that she wanted to come over and cook me dinner. So 4 hours later at 9 p.m., she shows up with all of these bags of groceries and some other unmarked bags. These unmarked bags contained dish soap, bath mats, hand towels, and a whole bunch of other household items, of which I already had. She apparently wanted to put her personal touch on some miscellaneous items around my house. As I took this as a sign of her wanting to begin the nesting process, I put a halt to it immediately. We had known one another for over 5 years, but had only been dating for 2 weeks. After that evening, I talked to her on the phone a couple of times, but I have not seen her since that evening at my house. The last time I talked to her, she told me about her new boyfriend and how she had moved in with him, and how he was taking care of her. I asked her if she was in love with him. Her reply was, "Why do I need to love him? He wants to take care of me and that's all that matters." After she said that, I was really glad I listened to that inner feeling I had. I knew something wasn't right. But after hearing her say that, I then knew exactly what it was. Patricia replied, yeah, some women are like that. I mean, I do not make that much money, but I can definitely take care of myself. I do not need any man to take care of me. I added, her wanting me to take care of her was premeditated. She knew exactly what she was doing, but I was not about to let it happen. I looked down at my phone to see the time and stated to Patricia, well, it was very nice talking with you, but I really need to get going. Patricia stated, okay, well, I am going to stay and have another mimosa. I guess the next time I will see you is when you are doing my hair. I replied, maybe we can have dinner this weekend. That is, if you are not too busy. Sunday night? Patricia excitedly replied, sure, that would be great. Can I get a hug before you go? I replied, sure. Just as Patricia and I embraced one another, she sees a monarch butterfly flying within one of the bushes close to us. She exclaims, oh my God, look at that butterfly. I believe in signs. It must mean something. What do you think it means? I replied, maybe it means we should have dinner Sunday night. Patricia tightly embraced me again, giving me 3 machine gun kisses on my right cheek. I have only had one person in my entire life kiss me in such a way on my cheek. It was a girlfriend I had when I was in cosmetology school. We were going to get married, but her mother made sure that was not going to happen. Patricia and I parted ways. She went back into the cafe for another mimosa, and I headed towards the rental car in the parking lot. I called Patricia, leaving her a message to set up dinner, but she never responded. I never heard from Patricia again. Childhood memories, they have come for me, lurking right around the corner, around the bend of the bayou, the murky waters of my childhood, the dense memories of my childhood. Is there something there I can learn from? Or is it another memory fucking with my head for sport? It is the bayou which brings all the memories flooding back. It is how the mortar overflows from in between the red bricks. It is how the sidewalks seem to have shrunken over the years. I see the sidewalks, but I do not walk on them. They are too small to walk on. There once was a sign upon the grass and concrete island. The sign is no longer there. Where did it disappear to? Even though there is no sign, I still know where I am. I am healing my past within the present to give myself a better healed future. My past decisions have been curious ones. They have all seemed to have led me right here where I am now. I am here with you, with all of us together. There is no more right or wrong. There is only what you make of life. Life does not bear lemons. Life only bears options. It is up for us to decide what we shall make of these options. Make yourself whole again. I will visit the bayou soon. I will watch the current clothes I once did when I was young. I am middle-aged. I see myself through the eyes of the 20-year-old. But I still see the world through the eyes of a child sometimes. Not in an immature, naive way, but in the way of anything in life is achievable. Sometimes I feel as though I am pushing a brick wall in front of me through my life. I know the wall is imaginary. I created it. I will demolish it entirely. There is no other way. The bayou will not permit me to live my life behind the brick wall anymore. The bayou is healing, life-giving protection, a promise it once made to me in my childhood. Nestled deeply, tightly, covering me entirely, it keeps me safe, warm, protected, hiding from the world. My secret spot, I am invisible. No one can find me. No one will ever be able to find me. Hiding in plain sight. I need to hide myself. I desperately need to protect myself. All I want is to be left alone and loved at the same time. I want to hide myself away and be seen all at the same time. I am fucked up in this curious way. I will nestle myself into my own womb tightly, my very own chrysalis. I will transform myself into what I was always meant to be. Strong. The urge to kill burdens my shoulders. If I was given the opportunity to get away with it, there would never be any hesitation. None. This is why I hide myself away. I know I would thoroughly enjoy it. I would come all over myself. This is why I hide myself away from the world. I enjoy the smell of necrosis. How many people do you know who can admit that? I hide myself in the deepest and darkest corners of my room. I want to shrink myself so I can hide more efficiently. Compartmentalized efficiency. Necrotic compartmentalization efficiency disorder. I want to be invisible to myself. This way I will never have to see myself ever again. Each time I look into the mirror, I look different, slightly unrecognizable. I am afraid one day a stranger will appear in front of me. I will be the stranger I see in the mirror. A pleasant surprise, a chance to meet new people, a chance to meet myself, another part of me, or the real me, or just another part of me. Is there really a difference? I am the difference. All of my personalities I have become acquainted with. Friends for life, best friends forever. These turmoils I feel. A passionate embrace within the nothingness. A very necrotic compartmentalized deficiency disorder. I will keep me safe and protected from myself and from this necrotic world I live in. I am my only hope. This is the only hope I have for any type of mental peace. Who am I kidding? You?